Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to order test numbers and how to look for like vanity numbers. So when you log in, for the most part, we're always going to be in these cloud trunks. We do have on-premise trunks for some accounts, like when we convert L3, they're going to be an on-premise account. Anyway, so when we go look for telephone numbers, usually this is where we're going to go look for them. So for a test number for Massey, they have a 770 area code. So let's go to numbers, search and by, regular, and we can do search. You can do it by the area code. So we have this NPA, which is the area code, the rate center. A rate center is, it's kind of like it's a geographic area that is billable. So back in the day when we had just POTS, POTS stands for plain old telephone system. Mm-hmm. Back when we had POTS systems, you had these substations, these areas where they had all the wires for all the phones, and they would all come to that one spot. So in Kiev, you had one rate center, right? And in Sofia, you had one rate center. And to go from, to make a phone call from Kiev to Sofia, that phone call had to go from, let's say, Melina's house to the rate center in Sofia, and then through wires to the next city, which is one rate center. And then it would go to the next city, the next city, the next city, until finally it got to Kiev, got to your place, and then got routed to your house in Kiev. So each time you passed a rate center, that rate center would charge money because you're using their resources. And that's where this term rate center comes from. Now, because everything's run over the internet, rate centers don't really, like, they're not used as much. They're just kind of like, okay, is this long distance or is it not? In the United States, especially for the stuff that we sell customers through bandwidth, even though, to call from here to Rome, which is, get in the car and I could drive an hour away, that Rome is its own rate center. Atlanta's its own rate center. They're two cities next to each other. It doesn't really matter because what we sell, especially with VoIP, all the US and Canada is free. It's free dialing because we don't have to pass through rate centers anymore. It's all passed over the internet from data center to data center. But rate centers are still used to organize phone numbers, and you're going to see that in a minute. Or you can search by state or by zip code or LATA, which I have no idea what LATA is. So what we're going to do is we're going to search for area code because we want the area code to match what they got. So they're in the 770 area code. So I click on that. And I just got that from their phone number, right? If I go to masseyautomotive.com or if we look at the LOA or any of their paperwork, right? Their area code is the first three numbers up here because that's the North American numbering plan is area code followed by, what is that called? Area code, it's not substation, exchange. Area code, exchange, and then number. So any one exchange can have about 10,000 customers attached to it. So we got 770. Now if we look at this, it's telling us NPA, there's 0 numbers available. In other words, there are no 770 numbers available. They've all been used. And that's because 770 came out. Originally, Atlanta had one area code. It was 404. And the 404 number, that area code is real famous. Like if you see the CDC in a movie or something like that, they always have this 404 area code because that's Atlanta. So eventually, they ran out of phone numbers in Atlanta. And back then, this was when I was a kid, you didn't dial a phone number 770-971-8587. You just dialed 971-4466, right? You just dialed those 7 digits. We went to 10-digit dialing sometime in the late 80s or early 90s because we started getting a lot of people. And so when this happens and we have a 770 area code where it's not, nothing is available, then we have to start looking at rate centers, tiers, and then the local calling area. So in this case, I'm going to turn on the LCA, which is the local calling area. Oh, it's not letting me do it. So instead, you need to know what our local calling area is. So let's do start over. And instead, I'm going to search for Marietta because I know they're in Marietta. Marietta, GA. So that's Georgia. And now we see that we got 5,000 numbers coming in with this 470. That's a brand new area code that not a lot of people are using it yet. And you see there's a rate center for Atlanta Northwest. So if we click on Atlanta Northwest for the rate center, it could potentially change these numbers over here. Now, if we just need a test number, we can pick any one of these at random. Okay. So what we would do is we come in here, and by the way, when you order these, it costs us money, so be careful when you order them. And if it's a test number and we don't really need anything other than to set up the service, you can just randomly pick one. If, however, you want to do, we're looking for a vanity number, which we do need to do a vanity number because Reflex Radio just told me they want a number. So they are in the 704 area code. So let's do reset filters and go look and see if 704 is available. And start over. 704. Okay, and they're in Charlotte, so Charlotte only has 69 numbers available in that 704 area code. Now, he had asked me, can we have something that has Reflex in the name? Okay, so let's do that. Let's see what Reflex would actually come out to be. And if we look at the phone, we can take a look at that. Or let's do words to phone number. I'm sure there's a wizard that does that for us. Here's our word to number converter. So he wants Reflex, R-E-F-L-E-X. And that would be 733539. So, or we can do REF1LEX. So fine. This is longer, so it's going to be more difficult because remember we have this area code, exchange, and then phone number. So the last four of this 3539, that can be the number, but this means that we have to have an exchange that ends in 73. So let's see if we have an exchange that ends in 73. We do not. 769, 765. The easier way to do this is just do export results and get it. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to look for Flex, which Flex was what? Flex was 3539. So let's see if 3539 even exists in here. 3539. Open Office, that's what we want. 3539, same data, so it's not there. Yes, search for the whole thing. Okay, so that's not found at all. So that's not even an option, okay? Which means for their main number, we can ask them if they want anything different and try from there. Or if we had some alternative things, we could look for other names or other numbers, but that's not working out. So let's go back and see if we can refine our search for toll-free numbers. And toll-free numbers should be easier for us to find. So we can search for any 4 to 7 digit alphanumeric phrase. So here we can type in Reflex. And that is not available. So let's go back to search and by. Start over. Toll-free. Let's just look for Flex. So we got some Flex numbers. We can do any of those, which would be FLE. Let's see, Flex. Those don't look like Flex. What is Flex? Is what, 3539? Oh yeah, it's got Flex in the middle. So this is 88 Flex 7, right? So 3539 is here in the middle. It's just 855-395. Flex. We could do that one. So what he wanted really isn't available, so we're just going to ping him and let him know that none of those are really available. Right, so I've just sent him that and tell him, hey, let's brainstorm on some other numbers that we might be able to search for.
No.
Okay, so with a regular number, when you make the phone call, you pay the bill. So if I call a number and it's, well, now we have unlimited local and long distances included, but back when that was not the case, back when long distance was still a thing, a regular number means that the person who's dialing, making the phone call, pays for the phone call. Toll-free is the person receiving the phone call pays for the phone call. Mm-hmm. And so that's why they have a special area code, 800-833-844-855-866-877, and 888. And that's why we can have things like the vanity number is very, very important for people with an 800 number because they're paying for the phone calls that are coming in, so they want to have it be one that makes sense for them. And so we have and that's the difference. So regular phone number is you pay for the call, and toll-free number is the person receiving the call pays for the call. So let's go back and order our number for Marietta for our test case for Massey, our test number. And we can just pick any one of those. There's 5,000 numbers. I wonder if cars is in there, just because they do cars, right? So let's do cars 2277. Let's see if 2277 is in there. Export the results. (2277). Ah, we do have one. So that's car. What about cars? So we'll just get this one. 470-531 cars. 2277. There it is. 470-531 cars. And then we click continue. And we have to give it a sub-account. So we're going to give it sub-account as Massey Automotive. Order description, put in test number. And customer order ID, Massey Automotive, followed by the year, month, day, and then the order for that person. So 2020. And when we do purchase, as soon as we hit purchase, my account gets charged. So we don't do this unless you mean to do it, right? And always let me know, like, hey, I just bought a test number for Massey Automotive. So let's do purchase. 470-531-2277 CARS. Yep. Purchase. Done. Confirm purchase. Okay. Once that is done, that phone number will now be, the status is complete. If we call that number right now, it will go into, it will hit the PBX because it should already be working and active. So let's go ahead and hit the PBX and test that out. So SSH. Now I'm just going to call from my cell phone, but both of you we need to get both of you set up with soft phones so that you can make phone calls, make and receive phone calls from around here. So let's do that. That was 470-531 cars, right? 470-531-2277. Oops. 470-531-2277. And there it is.
Yes.
So now I just made a video yesterday about how to add phone calls or add phone numbers to an account. So I'll reference that and let you know, but that's how we do a test number. Once we're done with a test number, then I think we can just disconnect it, or else I got to let them know it was a test number. I think we can avoid the charge, but numbers are like $1 or $2. I can't remember how much they are. So, every time we do this, if we don't have to pay the $1 or $2, then let's not do it. But I think sometimes the customer's like, hey, I want to keep that number because 470-531 cars that's a pretty good number for a mechanic. Do you guys have any questions?
No, for now.
Okay. So that's it.